Strong winds have been causing havoc in the mother city. Trees have been uprooted, roofs ripped off, and cruise liners have been forced to remain in the harbour as it's unsafe to sail out. Aisha Ismail is monitoring the situation for us. She joins us now live. So, Aisha, we have people who are supposed to be out at sea unhappy. We have residents also affected. What's the update?
Well, a number of these luxury cruise liners that were supposed to leave on the weekend were unable to leave, and some of them that were coming into the harbour were unable to dock here because of the gale force winds. And of course, you know, Cape Town always welcomes all these luxury cruise liners because it boosts the tourism figures and it's good for the Western Cape's economy. But of course, these gale force winds are not playing ball, and even now as I stand here, I'm actually going to ask my colleague Asanda to pan to my left so that you can actually see some of the choppy water. Well, now I'm looking at it right now. It's not as bad as it was a few minutes ago, but you can also see at the back there's the luxury Nautica behind me, and the Nautica was actually one of the vessels that had been delayed, and there's also another vessel on the other side called the Aida Mira that was also supposed to leave, and we're seeing people are busy walking towards the vessels now to try and gain access to the luxury vessels so that they can leave the harbour. Now, of course, this has caused major backlogs and delays. Some people were supposed to reach certain destinations sooner, but Shahan, you can imagine it's the same situation when you're at the airport and the planes are delayed for whatever reason, and there's always a backlog. But I've got with me today my guest is a lifestyle journalist who happens to be on one of the luxury cruise liners, Alison Fote, who was on the Nautica, and the Nautica was supposed to dock on Saturday, and in fact it was supposed to dock yesterday, and it was delayed. And I'm just going to talk to her about what it feels like being on a vessel for several hours and not being able to reach your destination. Actually, it's a question of so near and yet so far.
I know, there are worse places though to hover around in the bay with the gorgeous views we've got in Cape Town. But I must say, we actually were delayed by almost a full day and a night, and we only got off the ship a few hours ago. But as obviously these teams on board, the captain is well prepared for these types of eventualities. So we were, entertained. There were lots of things to do. There's an enormous amount of opportunity to sit, to kick back. Lots of food is provided. There are games. There's the spa. There's the library. There's the pool. There's shuffleboard. There's mini golf. There's no end to it. But of course we were limited because lots of things were outdoors. But indoors, we were well cared for. Nobody would even have thought that there was a storm going on outside insofar as this incredibly choppy water, which I must tell you has picked up a lot in the last 2 hours. It wasn't like this when we managed to come into Cape Town. It was a lot calmer. We got off with no problem. It was really nothing like this. Is almost feeling like that gale force you've just mentioned. But anyway, we were well looked after and no complaints, given announcements on the hour, given updates by the captain. The crew is superb on this ship. They're known for their excellent service and hospitality. So I was quite happy to kick back, but for some, as you say, it wasn't such fun. They missed flights, but they were obviously taken care of on that side as well. Flights were rebooked, shuttle services, transfers to safari lodges, etc., etc. So there was a domino effect, which wasn't pleasant for a lot of people, but I was fortunately quite lucky. I just took out my book, played a game of dominoes, did the whole thing, but it was fine. So I'm good. I'm on terra firma.
Well, good for you. And Shahan, just so that you know that we can also expect some more gale force winds tomorrow, and I've been told that it's going to be extremely windy up until the end of the week. Now, I've also been told that there is a French vessel that was supposed to be carrying cables. Remember, the internet was down in several areas, even across Africa, and that particular vessel is still stuck in the harbour right now.
Yeah, Aisha, it looks pretty windy there right now. You might want to get a hairband for your later crossings. Aisha Ismail is in Cape Town.